in 2011, our boy Ryan Reynolds took us to a place that we didn't know was possible with superhero movies. And was it our boy in red? No, it was our boy in glowing green. And unfortunately, that CGI monstrosity left a bad taste in people's mouths. But can HBO's DC's Lanterns bring us back to the promised land? Maybe, just maybe, but it might not be the glowing recommendation that we thought. This comes to us from our boys at Radio Times. They say DC Studios has dropped a first look trailer at the sci-fi detective series Lanterns, and it's generating spirited debates online, to say the least. The series follows Green Lantern Corps' veteran Hal Jordan, played by Kyle Chandler, as he trains up incoming recruit John Stewart, played by Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa.
Hey.
While the pair unravel the dark mystery at the heart of a Nebraska town. It was announced in January 2023 as a part of James Gunn and Peter Safran's vision for Warner Brothers' shared universe. Lanterns was always said to be drawing inspiration from HBO crime series True Detective. However, many fans have expressed shock on social media over just how heavily the project is leaning in that direction, while seemingly discarding the bold sci-fi elements and bright color palette that defines a typical Green Lantern comic book. A particular source of derision and disdain has been the first glimpse at Hal's comic accurate suit in this image above. Let's go into the Evan Edition classroom and take a look at this image. I want to ask you, Cece. We've heard from the online chatter. We've heard from the creator of some of DC's Green Lantern comics. What is this brown suit and where is the green? And some people have hearted for the brown suit, and some people have given some shock and awe for what they would wish is this beautiful bright green suit. Based on the trailer and what you've seen with the tone and the vibe that they're setting, what do you think about the online backlash saying that this trailer just looks too realistic and is not really diving into that bright, glowing green, fantastical universe that we know from Green Lantern?
Yeah, Zach said, ew, yuck. Yuck. I like the brighter green. It's not even bright, it's just green. It's regular green.
You like this? You like this one?
I like the one on the bottom. I like what I grew up watching.
I
What?
choose the one on the bottom.
Yeah. I get what they're trying to do at the top, but no. No. Yeah. Yeah, I've always said this, like, oh, as long as I can remember, well, as an adult. But especially when the one with Ryan Reynolds came out, I've always said we
You
need to
loved
have
it.
a giant. No, I was young when it came out. I didn't hate it, but it did
Okay.
not age well. It did not age well at all. It's terrible. The CGI not good. Yeah, I see why it got all the backlash that it did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always said we need, even when that came out, I was like, no, we need John Stewart. That's the one that's going to work. That's the one we need. That's
And
the
Aaron
best one.
Pierre is
Perfect.
chef's kiss.
I don't care that he's not dark skinned. He's John Stewart. That is a black man. It's fine. It's not that deep. He's perfect for it. He looks like Jon Stewart. He
His
resembles
voice,
him a little
the
bit.
voice
Yes.
sounds great,
Yes.
right?
So I'm excited. I'm excited just for him to play this role. That suit, not giving excitement. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna hate on it like that, but yeah, I see the look they're going for. But yeah, we like the
What did you
OG.
think about just like the overall tone and what you saw from the trailer? Did you like the trailer at least? Regardless of the dull coloring and all that stuff, did you like what you saw from the trailer?
It was yeah, I liked it overall. I wasn't. It
Yeah,
didn't get me like super excited or like. I wanted
you
this to
weren't
be a movie.
clamoring at the.
Yeah, I need Jon Stewart. I needed him to be in a movie. That's what I
Yeah,
wanted. I wanted to see that. That's just that's always been a personal thing. The show is good. We know HBO Max comes through when it comes to their shows and their productions, especially after seeing Penguin. That was so amazing. So I'm not worried about
yeah.
that. But yeah, it was cool. It definitely was like more like a darker type of vibe. But um, yeah, I'll just have to wait
Oof.
until I see more. Really,
This is
ultimately.
something you don't want to hear. The trailer made me less excited,
Yeah, I just
and
love Jon
that
Stewart. I'm excited for
I
that
love
alone.
I love Jon Stewart, and
But
most
the
'90s
trailer,
kids grew up with Jon Stewart Green Lantern over Hal Jordan. That was
yeah,
my Green Lantern, from the Justice League animated series. And
period.
so I've been dying for an on-screen representation of Jon Stewart. I feel like Aaron Pierre is the best casting for Jon
Absolutely.
Stewart. I mean, look at this man's eyes. Like, damn. You
You
know what
don't
I'm
even
saying?
really have to
Look at
light
this
them
guy,
up.
even when he's like this.
Still fine.
But
Still
like,
good. We're okay.
when are they gonna put this guy in the front? Come on, dude. Get the old guy in the back. Jesus Christ. But I will say a few things. One, I think this could be really good. What it gave me vibes of when it comes to the Lanterns HBO trailer is it gives me Watchmen vibes. And Watchmen was a fantastic series on HBO. It was grounded, it was hyper realistic, it dealt with real world racism problems in our country, in our history of our country, in a big bad way under a huge fantasy sci-fi umbrella with the HBO isms of it all as well, which is a fantastic combination. So if Lanterns can do that, I am all board. I'm all on board. But I understand people's hesitation because with Lanterns, especially the Lantern Corps, people are expecting a sci-fi opera space adventure a la Guardians, a la Supergirl, if you will. And so they're very curious to see that you went this route with such a big sci-fi property like Green Lantern. And I totally get that. And so my hope for this series is that we start out grounded, we start out dull colored, and as it ramps up to the end, we get more fantastical and we get more into the space opera epic, if you will. That is my hope. I don't know if we will get to that point in the series ends and then a movie comes out and that's that movie. But I feel like that is a way that could satisfy both fans.
Yeah.
Um,
I hope they go that route.
I really hope so. I
Maybe
really
that was the
hope so.
test. That was a test. Like, oh, that's the first version. Or, I don't know.
Let's see what Zach is saying in the chat. So one, he doesn't understand like why is the suit even hung up to begin with? Like why are you representing the suit this way? Which I
Right.
totally get. Which I totally get. He's also saying maybe that's the Yellow Lantern suit, and we are aware that Sinestro is a big part of this season. And so whatever's happening in this town could be a Sinestro ism, if you will, of him taking over and making things not as they seem, which would be really cool. And the one thing that you don't want to hear from fans is this trailer made Zach less excited. And that is a very, very bad reaction to have from a new property that you're trying to sell to the general audience. Now, I want to ask you, would this really make people more excited about the trailer? If it looked like this and you saw this in the trailer, would you say, yes, this is Green Lantern, let's go? Or would you say, this doesn't fit in like a true detective tone? Like you're trying to do something fantastical and colorful, but also trying to do something grounded and true detective at the same time. Maybe you're trying to mix two tones at the same time and they're going to cancel each other out. What do you think, CC?
That's a great point, and I'm sure that's the vibe they were going for. But give me that green. Give me the green. Give me the green.
Give me that
That I don't
green.
know if you watched Ninjago, the Ninjago movie. Wait, is that the one? Jackie Chan. He kept saying green. That's green. Give me that green. I
I
want that.
stopped after Lego Batman. I love Lego Batman so much.
Oh, that's a good. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, I
That's so
love
good.
that. I love it. Lobster Thermidor. You know when he's heating up his lobster like alone
Oh
and
yeah.
Batman.
And
So,
then I love like when they shoot, they go pew pew pew. Just don't do not
yeah,
get me
pew pew pew.
started. Do
And
not get me
like
started.
in his robe, he still has the Batman mask on though in the mansion. And
Yes. Oh man. There.
I mean
Yeah.
to your point though, to bring it back around, you know, Green Lantern is loved by a lot of different ages. You
Mm-hmm.
know, there is the animated DC world when it comes to the Lego movies, which a lot of kids love. There
Yep.
is the animated DC world that the 90s grew up with when it comes to the Justice League animated series. And so it's like, who is this show for? That's what I want to know. Like, what made you think that this was the right show to make Green Lantern True Detective?
Hmm.
That's really where I want to see what the thought process is, because it's not a foregone conclusion. This show could be fantastic as all heck. But who thought this got to be True Detective? We got to make this grounded. They got to be looking, you know, dull color, brown jackets, no green at all, no glowing. Like who thought that and was like, and that's Green Lantern, my friends. I'm out. You know, who said that?
Yeah. Well, is this a way to like for budgetary reasons and CGI? Like, oh, we can't use so much CGI and
Money,
have the green effect looking so bright
money.
green and having it look right. Maybe that's a part of it. But like, dude, if you're not gonna do it,
If
if
you're
you're not
not
gonna do it
gonna
right,
do it,
just leave it alone. Just leave it alone, or take time,
or are you gonna
wait.
be like this?
Yeah.
No, I mean, you know, to Zach's point, you know, I would have preferred a true detective show in space. And so,
Yeah.
really, the question comes down to it, was this Green Lantern TV show decision based on money? Because of what happened with Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern in 2011, did this make you swing the pendulum the complete opposite way and say, we need to save money on this? People have a bad taste in their mouth, no glowing green, dull colors, and we're going True Detective. Because
Yeah.
that is a real effect from a movie, even though this is 15 years ago, having a big bad impact on how you're going to represent Green Lantern in the future. Because that Ryan Reynolds movie was such a big bomb, and it was so made fun of, even in Deadpool, with the green glowing horrible CGI outfit. It completely turned anything with DC Studios and Green Lantern making that CGI move with the suit again for years to come. So I totally get why they are being hesitant, but maybe this is a little bit too hesitant. What do you think?
For sure. Green Lantern. Green.
Green,
Green. Like
green.
I don't even want to be one of those like you have to be you have
Green?
to match it where they
Green?
at though? Green. Like,
Green.
yeah. Like, I don't wanna be like, "Oh, you have to match the details exactly right to the T," but, like, if you like Zach said, if you can't do it right or don't do it at all. Like, if you
Right.
can't make a Green Lantern movie look decent with great effects with a green suit, maybe lay off. Or maybe we'll see, like, "Oh, that's actually kinda cool." I don't know, but I think we should just stick with the OG green there. It's cool.
Right. No,
Make it
I
happen.
agree. I think this looks really dope. And I think in this series, you could have gotten to this point. But from what we've seen from James Gunn's universe with Guy Gardner, Green Lantern isn't the full green glow around the person when they're using the ring. For some reason, mainly because of Ryan Reynolds, James Gunn and Peter Safran have decided that in this DC universe, when they use their ring, they are not going to have the green CGI glow around them. And for
Mm,
better or worse, they are running with this belief that Green Lantern should not have the green glow. And is this the right decision? We, the fans, will be the judges of that. And the proof is in the pudding. Because
let's see.
you best believe if this Green Lantern TV series on HBO has great writing, it's in the vein of True Detective and Watchmen, and it is a great effing series, all that backlash will fall to the side and people will be like, you know what? Give me more Green Lantern. This show is epic. So, yes, people are hating now, but the flick of a great writing wand will
True.
change everybody's opinion.
That's true.
But
It
it's
has to be
to
money
be
reasons.
it
He
has
can't
to be
glow. Maybe
many.
maybe the glow doesn't look right to them in that shade of green or something. I don't know. Like, do you think he doesn't have to, or does it not look right? Did you try and
Yeah,
it
that's
didn't look
true.
right? I don't
And
know.
to Zach's point, in the trailer, Hal does say he's the only human in the core, which doesn't make sense because he's sitting right next to Aaron Pierre. No, I'm just kidding. But it doesn't make sense because also we are introduced to Guy Gardner in the Superman movie. And so Zach is asking, does this take place before Superman? It very well could be, but also in the lore of the Lantern Corps, Guy Gardner is seen as a big POS. And so he might just be throwing shade to Guy Gardner and not wanting to mention him because
Mm.
it might be a little embarrassing to mention this dude as a part of the Corps, anyways. So I wouldn't put so much stock into the fact that he didn't mention Guy Gardner as one of the human Green Lanterns, but it is an interesting thing to note within the trailer. Kevin says green writing, no, good writing isn't going to matter at all if the show doesn't pull in a massive viewership for HBO. That's interesting because does viewership pull into a show with bad writing, or does a show that has good writing, that has good word of mouth, pull in viewership? You know what I mean? Because he
The
says
latter
good
for
writing
sure.
isn't going to matter at all if the show doesn't pull in massive viewership. What pulls in massive viewership? It's not just the name recognition of Green Lantern, which, as we've stated, has been tarnished from a movie that came out 15 years ago, is still making it hard to have accurate representations of Green Lantern on screen. So they're already a little downtrodden from that. So I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. I would say good writing is a great way to have good word of mouth to get the audience. But
Yeah,
to Zach's
eventually, yeah.
point, a lot of shows, a lot of shows with good writing doesn't have great audience, and a lot of shows with poor writing get multiple seasons. So sometimes you never know. Sometimes it's lightning in a bottle. You know what I mean?
This is going to be an aura thing, I think. Like it's going to be for sure the writing. Good writing is going to help a lot, especially considering how the last Green Lantern movie went. Good writing, and then good effects. People, good word of mouth, of course, just like the Penguin show. Really great word of mouth on that with how well it
And great
was
writing.
written. Right. But with this being lanterns, having good effects along with the story, good word of mouth, that's going to help it become successful overall.
Let me ask you before we get off this topic. What is the results that they want from this show? Let me ask you that. Do they want a grounded Lantern series to be nominated for Emmys and be an awards contender and be up there with the likes of HBO's True Detective? Or do they want people to fall in love with these characters and expand the world of the DCU and eventually have these characters on the big screen? You know what I mean? Like, what do you
Mhm.
think they're getting at with this type of show and what do they want from it?
I think it's the second part you mentioned. I think they want to gain enough of a fan base to eventually have them have a more prominent role on the big screen. Because I've always wanted. Uh, I know it's not just Jon Stewart, but I've always wanted to see Jon Stewart Green Lantern on the big screen. I always feel like that's the one. That's the one that's going to work. That's the one that's going to resonate with the fans. That's going to
Yeah.
be successful. But we know it's more challenging with it being Jon Stewart. He's beloved in the DC universe, but he is a black character, and with him being in the
What?
Lantern, hey, with him being in the Lantern universe, right? This is different from Black Panther. That's more like that leans more into like into a culture base. And then you have Ryan Coogler as a director, right? You had a lot of things surrounding that made it such a massive success.
Right.
But for Green Lantern in this world, I'm just like Cyborg. I'm thinking about a Cyborg movie too. You have to
Right.
approach it at a different angle, given what's surrounding these black characters. So I think that
Definitely.
starting it off with the show is the best way to see, like, do a test run, like, okay, how are people receiving this? Do they want more? How is this going to look on the big screen, or how can we integrate it with other characters, kind of thing. I think that's personally what I think, because I've always wanted him on the big screen, always. And it seems like this is a way of seeing how they can transition into that versus like, oh, Green Lantern movie, he's the star of the show. It's about him, Jon Stewart. How many people are going to go out and watch that? That's not comic book
Right.
fans or not fans of Jon Stewart himself. You know, I would love
Yeah.
that, but they got to make money too.
But
So I think they're trying to see how that works.
keep this in mind. There's a lot of great black representation shows that
Yeah,
did not have black creators behind it.
true.
So with Watchmen, that was Damon Lindelof. And he even said, if I do a second season, it should be a black creator because they are the person to take this to the next story in the next level. So even
Yeah,
he was hyper aware of his white privilege in writing a black story.
yeah.
And I should not be the one to continue that story if it does. And guess who's on the show? Damon Lindelof is one of the creators of this show. Um, but on top of that, I really think you're right in saying that like having a and on top of that, Wonder Man, which was also a great series on Marvel that
For sure.
has a black lead superhero in it, was created by an Asian American writer, right? And so I really think it's important, no matter what race the creator is, to always keep in mind that this is a black superhero on screen, that
Yeah,
that never changes. And I think that is something really important that we've seen from other creators that aren't black that are writing about Black superhero stories.
For
And
sure.
so that I think is also really, really important. And I hope they do it justice here, because I think that is something that isn't being talked about as much when it comes to John Stewart finally being represented on the screen. So that is a really good point. The other creator is another white dude name.
Hey, no
name
hate, you know.
no,
Yeah,
no,
you
no,
know.
no hate.
Yeah.
No hate. Chris Mundy, who is fantastic. And Chris Mundy is a huge bitch. No, it has worked on True Detective, Ozark,
Mm,
Bloodline, Hell on Wheels, Criminal Minds. So he's been in that world of literally True Detective and that one-on-one buddy cop grounded kind of long form storytelling series.
mhm.
So I love that he has lived in that world, and it gives me a little bit more faith that like they know what story they want to tell. I
Yeah.
just don't know how fantastical it will get, unfortunately. And
I
that
need it
might
to get
rub people the
extra
wrong way.
fantastical.
Yeah.
I need an extra fantastical.
Yeah.
This is
Definitely. No, definitely.
Lantern's world, Lantern's universe.
Lantern's world. It's Lantern's universe. So let us know what you guys think. Are you excited from what you saw from the first trailer for DC's Lanterns? Or are you like Zach and that took away all the excitement you would have had for this show? Or is it maybe a wait and see approach? Maybe we take a beat, we see what they're going for. We could get a surprise a la Watchmen on HBO, which was absolutely incredible. Or one of my favorites, Lovecraft Country, which would be amazing.
Mhm.
Which they probably should have gave it to man, I love her, the creator of Lovecraft Country. Have you seen that show?
I have.
You
That
have?
was the one that ended, yeah, with
Man,
what's his name? Uh what's his name? Jonathan?
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. That was a great show. It
Yeah,
sucks that they canceled that.
Misha Green is fantastic. I would have been like, here you go with Green Lantern, but that's just me. But let us know what you guys think. Are you excited about the trailer? Are you missing some green glow? Do you think that it's possible that it could come? And are you just going to wait and see? Drop a comment below and let us know your guys' thoughts.